Max Verstappen might have dominated the track, but have you ever wondered, what does his life behind the wheel of street cars look like? A 27-year-old driver, owning multi-million-dollar machines, including one that's practically a street-legal F1 car. But here's the interesting part. It's not just any Ferrari, nor the one you're thinking of. That's the most expensive monster in his garage. Why would Max be willing to spend millions on a car without a windshield? Why is there one he only drove for less than a few thousand kilometers before returning it? And which car made even his father break a sweat while sitting next to him? In this video, we'll explore from the most expensive to those with the craziest stories in Max Verstappen's collection. And as we go on, you'll be even more surprised. Have you guessed which one takes the top spot yet? Taking the #1 spot, and also the craziest machine in Max's garage, is the 2022 Aston Martin Valkyrie, a car that many call an F1 version for the street. But what makes it special isn't just the price tag of about $3 million, but how it was created. This car is the result of a collaboration between Aston Martin and Red Bull, with a touch of Adrian Newey, the F1 design genius behind the world's fastest cars. Sound familiar? That's exactly why Max almost couldn't help but own it. Under its extreme shell is a 6.5-liter V12 engine combined with a hybrid system, producing over 1,100 horsepower, enough to push the car from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just about 2.5 seconds. But the truth is, those numbers still don't tell the whole story of the Valkyrie's insanity. It generates over 2,000 pounds of downforce, making the car stick to the road like a true F1 car. Max once said after driving it, "This is the closest thing to an F1 car that you can drive on the street." And the question is, when you drive F1 every day, what street car could still be thrilling enough? Perhaps the Valkyrie is the answer, but if you think that was the peak, the next one will surprise many even more. Ranking right behind the Valkyrie is the 2019 Ferrari Monza SP2, a car that isn't just rare, but is practically a piece of mobile art. Only 499 units were produced worldwide, and Max spent nearly $2 million to own one. But the weird thing is, this car has no roof, no windshield, and almost nothing to keep you comfortable while driving. So why is it worth so much? The answer lies in the pure sensation. The Monza SP2 was inspired by Ferrari racing cars from the 1950s, an era when speed went hand in hand with recklessness. Under the hood is a naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12, producing over 800 horsepower, bringing a truly raw driving experience. Max is often spotted driving this car around Monaco, where just appearing is enough to make every head turn. But just think about it. Driving a car with no windshield at high speed, how directly would you feel everything? Perhaps that's exactly what makes it so special. And if you think Ferrari stops at classic beauty, the next car will take you right back to the meaning of modern speed. At the next position is the 2018 Ferrari 488 Pista, a car born to do only one thing: run faster than everything else on the road. But what makes this car stand out in Max's garage isn't just the speed, it's the handling sensation. With a turbocharged V8 producing 711 horsepower, the car can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in less than 3 seconds. But numbers have never been what Max cared about most. He once said that the Pista's driving feel is sharper, tighter, and more precise than many other Ferraris. And here's the interesting part. This car actually beat the Ferrari Enzo on the Fiorano test track, being several seconds faster. With about 3,500 units produced, it isn't the rarest, but it's one of the most driver-worthy, and that makes it a perfect choice for a racer like Max. But if you think race cars are the only thing that interest him, the next story brings a completely different flavor. The 2014 Renault RS01 might not be a staggering name at first, but the story behind it is incredibly interesting. This is a true race car, developed for the Renault Sport Trophy. And what's worth mentioning is, it's closer to a race car than any street car on this list. With a twin-turbo V6 taken from the Nissan GT-R, producing about 550 horsepower, combined with an ultra-light carbon fiber body, The RS01 brings a driving feel close to F1. But what makes this car memorable is a very real-life moment. Max once took his own father, Max Verstappen, into the car for a test run at Spa. And his reaction? Completely surprised and somewhat panicked. Imagine a former F1 driver feeling not okay sitting next to his son. What does that say about how Max drives this car? And that's why the RS01 isn't just a car, it's a story. But if you're talking about true rarity, the next one is what really makes car enthusiasts hunt for it. The Audi RS6 ABT Legacy Edition isn't a supercar in the way you'd think, but it's one of the rarest in Max's garage. Only 200 units were produced worldwide, and Max's version was upgraded to about 750 horsepower by ABT. Sounds ordinary? But remember, this is a family wagon, and the interesting part is that Max often uses it for very mundane occasions, even being spotted with his family in Monaco. A car that can carry the whole family, but has power equal to a supercar. That's the contrast that makes it special. But have you ever wondered, when an F1 driver chooses a practical car, how special does it have to be? And the answer lies in the details that only an insider would understand. However, not every car in Max's garage is kept for long, and the next one is the clearest proof. The Aston Martin DBS Superleggera is one of the most powerful cars Aston Martin has ever created, with a V12 engine that can push the car past 340 kilometers per hour. But the surprise is that Max only drove this car for about 1,000 kilometers before returning it. Why would such an expensive and powerful car not keep his interest? Maybe the answer lies in the feel. Despite being fast and luxurious, the DBS leans more towards smoothness than the aggressiveness Max is used to. And when you're used to cars with F1 DNA, perhaps Grand Tours just aren't stimulating enough. But it also shows one thing. Just because it's expensive doesn't mean it's the right fit. And that's what makes Max's collection so interesting. But going back to the starting point, the next car carries a completely different meaning. The 2016 Porsche 911 GT 3 RS was one of the first cars Max bought for himself after winning big in his career. At 18, he became the youngest driver to ever win an F1 race, and to celebrate, he chose this Porsche. But the interesting part is, he still had to ask his father's permission before buying it. A multi-million-dollar racer, but still needing agreement from the family. It shows that Max isn't just a driver, but also a very disciplined person. With a 4.0-liter flat-six engine and nearly 500 horsepower, the GT3 RS isn't easy to drive, especially on wet roads. But for Max, that's what makes it attractive. This isn't just a car, it's a milestone marking the transition from a young talent to a true star. But the journey didn't stop there. The 2018 Aston Martin Vantage is one of the cars Max has a special bond with, not just because he owned it, but because he participated in the development process. He test drove the first prototypes, pushing the car to the limit before it was released. And that makes the Vantage not just a commercial car, but it carries Max's personal mark. With a twin-turbo V8 and over 500 horsepower, the car brings a true sports feel, just as Max described it. Very aggressive, very racy. But what's worth mentioning is, even with such a bond, he still sold the car after a short time. This once again shows, Max doesn't keep cars for value, but for emotion. And that's what makes his collection different. So out of all these cars, which one impressed you the most? Is it the Valkyrie machine that is almost a street-legal F1 car? Or the artistic Ferrari Monza? Leave your opinion in the comments. And if you want to explore more insane car collections from top racers, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, because the surprises behind aren't over yet.